death of the old salesman. Sweaty Cameron Mitchell. Hello, hello. This is the Doom Show. Richard, Brad, Jeffrey, Naffa. It's the Doom Show. It's the Doomed Show. Doomed Show.
Hello and welcome to the Beef Detectives. I'm Jake.
I'm Lloyd.
Topic 1. We have been discussing making it Beef Detectives, thus saving us a syllable. How about it, Beef Detective fans? Could you listen to Hello, this is the Beef Detectives.
It's hard living in the bayou.
And now the Beef Report. Beef, 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 beef. I made myself laugh with my stupid bit. Hello. Hello and welcome to Hello, this is the Doom Show. I am Richard.
I am Brad.
Man, oh man, folks. I am fired up for 2 reasons. 1, Brad and I haven't recorded since October. Wait, what? And it's April because secrets behind the show. I recorded in big batches and then dribble it out.
It was a good idea.
It works for me. So you might be hearing an episode from like 4 or 5 months ago. You never know.
Never know.
The second thing, and the most important thing, it's episode 100. Episode 100.
100, our centennial.
Man, I thought centennial meant 300, but apparently it means 80, because that's where we're at. Episode 80! I already messed up.
You've been on all 100. I've been on probably, 75 or 80?
You've been on...
Something like that?
200 different versions of Crimmy episode and Murder Mansion.
That's true.
So all those got deleted. You know what? There's a new lost episode. The now infamous Delicatessen episode with Scott McDonald.
Well, quit horning in on my action, Scott McDonald.
I know. He can't fail for all of us. Only we can.
What happened there? You just
Skype.
Got lost. Skype.
That's Skype you keep hearing about from all the crazy kids.
All the crazy kids.
Folks, we are here to talk about Murder Obsession, a.k.a. Murder Syndrome, a.k.a. Hold on, I got this paper. Fear, which is how I saw this film. Satan's Altar.
Me too.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And, last but not least, The Wailing.
There was also a English export titled Unconscious.
What?
Yep.
I didn't get that one. Nice. But I like The Wailing.
That was in her. The Wailing, yeah.
Because it sounds like The Wailing, but it's really The Wailing. So it could be Japanese. This is 1981 from beautiful Riccardo Freda, who we love on this show.
Love him. People
keep going, didn't you already do Murder Obsession? I'm like, no, we did Tragic Ceremony. I don't know why. But they made me wonder, too. Like, I've gone through the episode list twice now just to see if we did this already.
Somewhere you mentioned that we had done The Killer Reserve 9 Seats, and I actually went back through the list because I did not recall doing it.
Oh, we did it.
So I've already forgotten past events.
It's one lesbian hating killer in that movie. He's not the LGBTQ guy. He's a son of a bitch. I actually found I actually found a trailer with some English language dialogue. This is the Dutch trailer, though it's subtitled in Dutch. Doesn't have the Italiano speaking in it. So here we go.
Shirley, unexpectedly.
Folks, we're going to spoil this movie completely. So go ahead and pick up the Blu-ray. It's amazing.
Raro. Spasmo.
This movie starts with a giallo. A real shitty looking giallo by the looks of it.
Well, it was not it's, you know, in De Palma's Blowout, where the movie starts with a slasher film, and you're like, oh, I wish I was watching that one. Although I like Blowout, don't get me wrong. You don't ever say in this, oh, I wish I was watching that giallo.
No. We'll talk about Laura Gemser a little bit later, but she's not really somebody I like, so just the thought of her in a full-on giallo just kind of annoys me. So,
you reckon that she thought she was in an Emmanuel film?
Yes, she probably was told multiple times by Riccardo Freda. She probably even called up Joe D'Amato and was like, I don't know. And he's like, hey, it definitely is. That was racist. I'm sorry.
I liked it. I don't mind saying so.
Oh, thank you. She's attacked by a very intimidating killer. Ha 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 ha. There's a great jump cut when he flies through the curtains or whatever. It's really terrible. This is Michael, and he is played by everyone's favorite, Stefano Patrizzi.
Poor man's Lino Cappuccino.
I know. He should have been in
poor
this.
Man. I wish he had.
This guy, Patrizzi, was in Rome, Armed to the Teeth, and I've seen him in a few other things, and I don't think I want to see him too often. Not my favorite.
Oh, he's the weakest part of the film, I think.
Yep, he's got that apology mustache going.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So he gets a little carried away and starts choking out Beryl, which is Laura Gemser's name, Beryl. And he gets a little carried away, almost kills her. Luckily, the crew stops him. The director, named Hans, who is played by Henri Garcin, who's a Belgian actor.
Yep.
He played in movies. Lots and lots and lots of movies I've never seen.
No, nor will you ever see them.
Maybe. But he says, he's like, hey man, what was that? And cool as a cucumber, Michael just doesn't say shit. He just lights a cigarette and has some J&B.
Which is what you do.
Yep. After he almost kills Beryl, he goes home and murders music. Like, this ties in to Tragic Ceremony, because Tragic Ceremony has terrible music too.
Well, he's got some music murdering in that as well.
Oh my god.
A worn out rag of washed out color, weaved of tired and airy love and
luckily, the wind interrupts and blows the window open, so he stops. He's also looking at some photos in a drawer. He has to manhandle this dresser for a second. What the fuck is... it's so great. Like, this movie starts off real rocky, but the stuff that's rocky is hilarious. And he sees some old family photos that look very staged, which leads him to some memories of Mommy.
Which this is the impetus of the entire film.
Yep.
That he is looking... He's like, oh yeah, I had a childhood. Wonder what happened.
Man, I need to go home. Who's his mommy, Brad?
Anita Steinberg in her last film performance.
Yep. She made this one and retired, which kind of makes me wonder why she retired after this.
I don't know. It's funny because she's probably like 12 years older than the guy playing her son.
True. And she's running circles around, well, especially him, but she's so good in this, but we'll get to that. He just calls up his girlfriend and says, we're going to see my mother. And they drive off. Well, technically, he doesn't tell her where the fuck they're going. They're just going somewhere. And we meet his long-suffering girlfriend, Deborah, played by Sylvia Dionisio. Have you seen this chick before, Brad?
I didn't think I had. I'm not sure. I know that at one time she was married to Ruggero Deodato.
Oh, my God. That carries with it a lot of creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't particularly find her to be a looker, really. Yeah. But I think she does a good job in the film.
Oh yeah, she's good, and I find her pretty attractive. She's definitely naked through most of the movie.
She is naked.
Which is funny because the other movies I've seen her in, she was also naked a lot. I saw her.
What else has she been in?
I saw her in Blood for Dracula, but I vaguely remember her part, and I definitely remember her in Waves of Lust with the Deodato movie, which I think that's the one they met on, or he was married to her while she was making that, and it's really, really sleazy movie.
I've seen Blood for Dracula, but I don't recall her.
So they're heading to the mansion, and they're just driving along, and Deborah's kind of questioning him, like, why does he want to do this? Hans and the gang are going to meet them at this mansion / castle / whatever to talk about this film that they're supposed to be working on. And Deborah has a terrible idea. She's like, let's listen to the radio. No, don't. Put in that classical music tape, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
This triggers some memories of good old Michael and his mommy watching as Michael's father, who looks a lot like Michael.
Yeah, weird, huh?
Crazy. Genetics. He's conducting an orchestra and appears to have a heart attack, but he just looks like he forgot something important. Like, it's sort of a heart attack. So like, oh, my fountain pen is missing, you know? Like, my mother gave me that fountain pen. I love the look on young Michael's face during the concert. That kid hates classical music, dude. It's
Who farted?
Just gonna say, it looks like he shit himself. We're definitely, our minds are in the same gutter. I love it.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So they almost wreck, which is great. I love that part because they speed up the car speed up the footage when this moving van or whatever comes out of nowhere. It's good times. They get to the house, and everything is creepy and strange right off the bat.
Immediately.
And wastes no time. Now,
none.
I noted the music here. Now, the music on the Italian version is by Franco Menino. And I think this is where the English version and the Italian version start to separate a little bit. Because I think they replaced most of the score for the English dubbed version.
They did.
And I hate to admit it, I see what they were going with the more classical piano through the movie. I mean, they sample actual classical music for a couple different things. But the synthesizer score, of course, because of just my taste, is more in keeping with what I like.
Right.
But Lieta pointed out that the piano playing is actually more true to the movie because Michael's father was a composer.
Right.
That Lieta, she's always got opinions.
She's very insightful, Lieta is.
I love it. We meet Oliver, played by everyone's favorite, John Richardson.
It's Italian film favorite.
Dude, if we were going to have another contender for favorite actors on this show, John Richardson, he could do it.
Could.
Especially in this movie. I love him in this movie.
Yeah, he's good.
But you may know him from Torso and Eyeball and Reflections in Black, which I really like. It's a sleazy giallo. Frankenstein 80, which, despite Brad having sent me a copy and me downloading it a bunch of times. I still haven't watched it.
I've seen it.
I haven't heard a lot of great things about it.
I'd imagine you haven't.
Oliver is the housekeeper, groundskeeper, personal assistant to Anita Strindberg, also known as Glenda, but I'm going to keep calling her Mommy. That's what I wrote in the notes over and over and over again.
Right.
Oliver says some creepy shit. He talks about how Mommy has been sick lately. He gets a little freaked out because Michael looks exactly like his father, which we have seen to be true. And I just love this sequence in front of the gates of the castle with the frickin' lantern. Like, it looks like it was filmed yesterday, dude. It's so good. I do believe we have the vibe.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Best part of the movie in terms of Michael being a dick, because Michael's a dick the entire movie. He tells Oliver not to tell his mother that Deborah's his girlfriend, that, you know, she's his secretary.
Right.
I wrote down that Deborah gets the old secretary treatment.
Oh, boy.
Man, what a pathetic loser. Like, he's so scared of his mother knowing about his girlfriend.
I wish that Lino Cappuccino had played Michael's father, William, so he could have also played Michael.
Yes, that would have been awesome. That's, is it Lino Capolicchio?
Yeah.
You say cappuccino, I say Capolicchio. Let's call the whole thing off. Ha ha ha.
This is Deborah Jordan, my girlfriend. But I'll tell Mother she's my secretary.
When we get inside, the sick, quote-unquote, mother shows up and gets a little worked up about Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really you at last. Oh. At last you're home.
It's incestastic?
I guess.
Ooh. She straight up disses Deborah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then...
She's like, get off me, bitch!
Stay off my son's dick, you whore! Oh, man. Brad, what does Riccardo Freda feature prominently in every film?
A candelabra down a dark hall.
Holy shit. There's like 16 candelabras in this whole movie.
They're all over the place.
Oh, it's great. I think 16 is a very conservative number. It's probably like 50.
I think it is. But the atmosphere is so thick.
Oh, man. Telling you. He goes to visit his mother in bed that evening, and she can't button her dressing gown so good.
No,
it's like,
I don't know that she tried.
No. She did, but those boobs just popped right open. Blah.
Rock hard.
Always. Damn it. I was trying to avoid Anita Strindberg's boobs.
No, that's what you said to me. The first time you and I had an in-depth conversation about Anita Strindberg's boobs, you're like, they're rock hard because they're fake. And I've never looked at her the same way ever.
I did that. I'm sorry. So
it's okay.
Michael is left alone in the room for a second, and he takes a drop cloth off of a painting, and it's the most amazing, like, Brian Allen faux shit of his father conducting. He's standing in, like, a field and, like, conducting. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I think he's in front of the waterfall that we see later. Is that weird, or am I...
You know what's weird is that they both have a mustache. It's like they didn't even bother to film the scenes of the father, like, later and just shave his mustache, so there'd be a little bit of difference. I mean, it's the same actor, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just think it's so funny. They both got a mustache.
So bad. Well, you know, sometimes they're a little condescending to the audience, and they think...
sometimes.
You know, it's kind of like...
yeah.
What is it? What is that show called? Deadliest Catch or something?
Yes, I'm familiar.
It's like they're gonna catch a deadly fish.
Right.
I got nothing. So we've seen Michael be an asshole to Deborah a couple times already. The dinner scene is very funny. He's just being a dick. He can't understand what's wrong with her, and she's mad about the secretary thing. She comes to see him in his bedroom because, of course, since she's getting the secretary treatment, she's sleeping in a different part of the castle.
In the attic. They put her in the attic.
Oh, man. They should have put her in the frickin' wine cellar. Oh, wait, they do.
Yeah.
Oops. Spoilers. She comes into his bedroom. He's laying there all sullen because he didn't get to have sex with mommy. And, because of her heart condition. And,
right.
He's like, I want to be alone. You should leave. She goes to leave. He grabs her arm, forces her into the bed, and then she rewards him with sex.
There you go.
It's funny when they have the sex scene. You can see the tramp stamp on the back of her, on the lower back tattoo. It says doormat.
Yeah.
Or
secretary.
Parking for Michaels only.
Oh, gosh.
I just made myself sick. The next day, Hans and the gang show up. We get an amazing moment where Hans, Mr. Director / photographer, tries to take a picture of Oliver. And we see John Richardson do the creepy, crazy eyes he does a bunch of times in this movie.
Man. Yes.
So funny.
Throws his hands up over his face.
Oh, yeah. One thing I forgot to mention is that Michael supposedly killed his father. It's been hinted at that. So we've seen a flashback to young Michael holding a bloody knife, and we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
Hans refers
Shirley? Did you mention Shirley? The assistant director?
Oh, yeah. Martine Brochard.
Man,
I'm telling you, she's one of those weird-looking actresses that's hot and then not hot to me.
Yes.
I find her really attractive in eyeball, even though she's really, really super, super skinny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's kind of cute here. I found a sex comedy with her on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it's on YouTube in its entirety. And there's a long sequence where she's getting her butt massaged by the lead comedic actor.
Wow.
And she is really hot in that movie.
We were talking about it. It might have even been on the show 100 years ago, but you were talking about, maybe it was in the Eyeball episode where you're like, Martine Brochard, who's in Murder Obsession. And I'm like, what?
Yep.
She's not in that.
Her character here is an almost lesbian character. There's a moment where she could have hit on Laura Gemser and doesn't. And I thought it was a funny missed opportunity. It felt like the least Italian moment ever where they resist the temptation to have a lesbian scene.
Her hair's completely different.
Yeah.
Too, than it was, 6 years before that when she did Eyeball.
Oh, yeah, totally. She has a dog. She has a little puppy that will be yapping through the whole movie. They're invited in and welcomed by good old Glenda, or Mommy. And they have some drinks by the fire. And here's another thing that I love. A lot of the dialogue between the Italian version and the English dub are very similar. It's not like they vastly are different, but this one, there's a few differences. I'm going to play a clip of them talking about superstitions and seances in front of the fire because it is really freaking great.
They say when you photograph someone, you take away a small part of his soul. It can make him very ill, or even kill him.
That sounds like voodoo.
On the island where I come from, Martinique, I've sometimes taken part in such rites. Shirley knows a lot more about it.
Yes, I've been to a couple of seances and spiritualist gatherings, but that doesn't make me an expert on the occult sciences. And I gave it all up ages ago.
What a curious bracelet that is.
It was a gift from my father. He was an archaeologist. I think he told me it was the plumed serpent or one of those mythical creatures.
It's obviously a magic symbol, even if you don't know exactly what.
Yes.
The plumed serpent is very important in the Maya's religion.
But it's still just a legend.
Legends are mysteries. They can't be proven one way or the other. But they're important when you believe in them.
Conversations like this always upset me, especially at night. I think we should turn in.
Yeah, I like how they're all dressed for dinner. They're all in their fancy gear.
I mean, hello, fashion icons, all of them.
All of them.
I think Laura Gemser is kind of the best dressed in this movie.
Quite possibly. She's got all that Black Emmanuel money.
Damn, I wish I could tap into that cash. It's literally dozens of dollars.
Dozens.
I apologize to Laura Gemser fans. I think she's okay. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen her in anything but this.
You're lucky. I mean, you're lucky.
Yeah.
We jump right into the shit. And the shit being Oliver frickin' astral projecting. I love this stuff. Like, Leetta pointed out, if he's astral projecting, why is he leaving footprints on stairs?
Yeah. It makes no sense. Also, when his footprints go into the room, somebody screams.
Yep.
But we don't know who.
So confusing. I have no idea.
Very confusing. I don't either. But I wrote that down specifically to bring it up.
Nice.
Someone screams.
Yeah, thank you. I noticed it both times I watched it this week, and I was like, yep, I have no idea what that is. I love the Lietta's like, why does he have footprints when he's astral projecting? And I'm like, because stupid audience won't get it.
Nope, that's true. I love the effect they use, too, where they've got like a piece of plastic over the camera lens.
Yeah, maybe he borrowed that from Mario Bava, because Mario Bava loved that thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you see what happened next? Episode 100! Episode 100! So Beryl is having a bad time sleeping because, you know, there's something going on in the castle, some creepy shit. Maybe Oliver's astral masturbating over her bed. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
But Shirley talks her into taking a bath to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
And folks at home, I try not to say shit when I text Brad. I text Shirley.
It's this new... It's very odd. It's you just started censoring yourself one day.
Oh, man. I don't know why.
I guess.
So I'm like, oh, man. This is a bunch of bull Shirley right here. So every time I say Shirley, I might giggle a little, just to warn you.
Yeah.
But someone tries to drown Beryl while she's in the bath. Luckily, it wasn't a case of the bloody iris situation where she'd be dead already.
Oh, man. Like 3 times over.
Yep. So good. So good. She survives. She has no idea who attacked her. And then we get an amazing red herring moment where Hans walks in. He doesn't give a fuck that she got almost drowned. He just brings in his hairdryer and is wearing a creepy black glove, like a rubber glove.
It makes absolutely no sense that he's wearing one glove. And it's like he just strides in. It's like, oh, I'm returning the hairdryer. Oh, Beryl almost got drowned? Well, I brought the hairdryer back.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
No way, a boss would be badass. This is just so nonchalant, it's scary. But yeah,
a boss would have plugged up the hairdryer and thrown it in the bathtub.
Yep, that's like a boss, all right. But he explains later that he doesn't want to electrocute himself in case he has wet hands, so he wears some industrial strength rubber glove while he dries his hair.
Right. Ground himself.
I'm glad I explained that. We get more suspicious glances. We get more ridiculous shit. Michael is a dick to Deborah again. I should have been keeping score.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get to Deborah's dream, finally.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down this is vibe heaven.
Oh, man.
I mean, if you like that Italian, European horror vibe, this is your sequence, man.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down some things. A list, if you will.
I will.
Rubber spider. Multiple rubber
giant
spiders.
Rubber spider.
Oh, giant. Fake bats. Bleeding skulls. Boobs. Zombie monks. Zombie monks puking. A smoke machine. A wind machine. Satanic rites. Snakes. Chicken abuse. Some kooky special effects. And the doll. Did you catch the doll?
I don't believe I did. It's not ringed a bell, and I watched this twice.
It's a doll leg. When the giant spider is crawling towards poor Deborah, who's chained to the big X. She's crucified to this big X. This giant spider is crawling towards her on the floor. To show you how giant this spider is, they use a shot of a doll strapped to the thing. And it's this big doll leg. It's hilarious.
Wow.
Yep. It fooled you, man.
I did not see that.
You'll see it next time, I promise. The creepiest.
I will look for it.
The creepiest thing about this spider is that it turns into like something from Cats, the musical. It starts feeling up her legs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. So yeah, that's her dream sequence. It's a tour de force of crazy shit.
I love the fire in the fireplace blasting up and all the candles being lit.
Yeah.
And the zombie monks look like, I don't know what, they're kind of reminiscent of the monk in Werewolf Shadow a little bit.
Good call.
Their faces are all messed up.
So good.
And there's someone, obviously whoever's in charge of this satanic cult's got like the cloth over their head. I mean, it's well done.
Yeah, man.
Very well done.
That cloth over the head of the leader of this shit takes this from being kind of funky and kooky to being actually really scary.
Yeah,
it's just
agreed.
Unsettling.
Well, and the bats and the spider are hokey looking, but I think they're supposed to be. It's a dream sequence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or it's Italy.
She gets caught in the web. Exactly. She gets caught in the giant web, and then she's going through the branches, and it's cutting her face. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and her boobs are constantly popping out of her very flimsy nightgown, if you can call it a nightgown. Oh, and I meant to say, when I said Michael was being a dick to her, it's when he walks in, she's asleep, and she wakes up startled and sees him as like this blurry figure at the edge of her bed, and it's like, you don't know what's going on. Then she tells what she saw in the dream.
Exactly.
It's really cool, man. I like this movie.
Yep, I do too.
Is that you, Michael? Were you part of it?
What are you talking about?
Last night I fell asleep right away. And I had an awful dream. It was terrible. It was so real. I thought I woke up and there was somebody standing in the room beside me. Then everything went dark.
We get real quick Hans explaining why he wears the glove when he dries his hair. He talks about seeing Hans in the woods, which is another scene that I really love in this movie. He's like, I don't trust that guy Oliver. I saw him in the woods. And he explains this whole sequence where, we see this whole sequence where Hans is walking towards him in the smoke machine, foggy night, and is just walking like a somnambulist.
A cinema somnambulist?
Thank you. I was hoping you'd do that.
Yeah, I got you covered.
Yes. And it's a great scene. It's really cool. And they joke that maybe he was stoned.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Or drunk. They say maybe he was drunk, and Michael says he's a teetotaler, but he is a sleepwalker.
Man. This has got a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. That's bullshit.
Honestly, that's higher than I expected.
My expectations were too high for the rating.
for the people watching, because I mean, you've taken flack before on the interwebs and whatnot.
Yep.
For enjoying Murder Obsession.
Scott McDonald.
Boom. Case number 1. Did you notice how on Facebook he said he consulted his notes, but then he didn't write the review? That's awfully suspicious, Scott McDonald.
Man, I'm telling you, first JFK, now this shit, whatever.
I think this is bigger than JFK. We're going to blow the lid off this sucker.
This is more like RF, duh. Riccardo Freda. I don't know.
Yeah, Sirhan.
So, they're having this conversation about Oliver as they're in the woods, heading towards a waterfall and a little lakeside. And Leetta pointed out that this poor woman, she watched the Italian and the English dub with me. What a lady.
Wow, what a lady.
But she noticed that in the English version, Michael says, I used to come here and play all the time, when he's talking about the waterfall and the lake. And in the Italian, he says that he dreams of this place all the time, which I thought was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
He gets a little weird, like Michael tends to do, and he confesses about killing his father.
He's like, I killed my father, if that's what you're asking. And I'm thinking, no one asked that.
We don't want to know that shit.
Keep that to yourself.
He says that immediately after doing this, he got meningitis and nearly died from the fever.
Right. Convenient.
The flashback of him killing his father is brilliant because he faints so bad. Like, it looks like the kid just fell over. It's so funny.
It just looks like he had a trap door under him.
Oh my god, like a bang.
Bang.
So, for some reason, everyone leaves Michael and Beryl alone by the riverside. And
bad idea.
Yeah, please, he already tried to kill her once.
Yeah. They
immediately hook up and have another sex scene. I guess it's the second sex scene. And it's funny because Hans is walking away like later, and he's like, oh wait, and he runs back behind some bushes and starts immediately photographing this lovemaking.
Yeah. Which comes into play later.
Yes, I have to assume he's also masturbating.
That's probably where the inaction comes from.
There you go. That's his third leg. I mean, his third eye.
Third eye.
So, when Michael wakes up from his sweet, sweet lovemaking with Beryl, she's dead. She's been stabbed. And Leetta pointed out that she's dead, but she's still breathing.
Well, sometimes you'll have that.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the things that the IMDb goofs pointed out. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, man. We watched Lizard in a Woman's Skin, the Blu-ray. And when they're in the room photographing the scene of the crime, a certain person that's also in this film, who is dead and covered in blood, is blinking.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'm telling you.
Blu-rays help with little things like that.
Yeah, they do.
Michael immediately decides to cover up his crime because there's a big bloody knife, and he's like, oh, that's my knife. I guess I did it. So
dang.
He drags the body away to hide it. Back at the house, we see Hans is freaking out because he witnessed the crime, and he's going to go to the cops because he's an upstanding citizen. And he doesn't make it. He leaves a note, but then someone with an axe kills his wax head.
Yeah, it's was it Stilvati? It was his first effects work. I think it's pretty funny.
I think it should have been his last.
It's pretty bad. Now, granted, on the VHS tape, it probably looked a little bit better, murky.
Well,
but his note is like, I saw Beryl get killed, and I tried to stop it in vain.
Yep.
Going for the police.
What is it? Angelo Mattai, who did special effects on Macabre, Let's Lamberto Bava's Macabre, or Lambava. Also Lambava's Demons. He did Amok Train, which will come up again later. He also did some makeup on a film I've never seen, but I know by reputation alone, Jim Kata.
Jim Kata, where the ancient art of karate is wedded to the ancient art of gymnastics.
I love it. Why the special effects in this are so bad, I don't know. But yeah, Sergio Stivoletti would go on to do many great things, continues working to this day, but this was not his finest hour.
I think it just adds to the stupid charm.
Oh, totally. Totally. I mean, this movie is like, it has all this serious stuff in it, serious themes, and it shoots itself in the foot repeatedly. It's great.
I love it.
So he dies very gorily, very waxily, and Shirley discovers, of course, this crime is hidden, but Shirley finds the film, is very suspicious that, Hans would leave his third eye behind.
Right.
She's told by, Deborah, that there's a dark room upstairs. So she runs up to do the frickin' ancient art of film developing.
A little side note, I did not catch Deborah telling her that. All I saw was Shirley saying, I'm going to find a place to develop these. And then she walks into a dark room, and I thought, how convenient.
Man, this place has got everything. It even comes with its own Oliver.
Oh, boy.
She develops the film, sees the terrible truth, which we don't get to see just yet. But then all of a sudden, there's a chainsaw that chops her in the throat.
Wow.
And this effect, what do you think? I think this looked better.
Oh, yeah, this was pretty decent.
Okay. Stivaleti says in the extras that when they showed Riccardo Freda the chopping of the head, chopping of the neck, it looked really bad. So I'm assuming this is the second time that they attempted it.
Yeah, I think it's funny that here's a spoiler for Eyeball, but Martine Bouchard is done in while looking at photos or some film. And in fact, she's done in from someone else looking at photos in Eyeball.
Oh, shit. Nice. Good call.
Thank you.
Okay, so now that Shirley's dead, Hans is dead, Beryl's dead, dinner is getting really, really lonely. Michael has gone off somewhere. The dinner scene between Deborah and Mommy is really great. There's some amazing love versus sex dialogue that I will play right now from the English dub. It's fantastic.
Do you really love him?
Yes. And I know that he loves me. He depends on me. Even though he may not realize he loves me, he does.
I'm very happy for both of you. It's so nice whenever you find two young people not possessed by sex. Love must never be a passion which burns out and leaves only ashes. It must be something deep, unsurpassable.
What are they eating, dude? Did you catch what the hell that Oliver was serving them?
I did not.
It looked like either pastries or chicken pot pies or something. It was really strange.
Something.
It was probably Stouffer's.
You know, Oliver is fucking crazy.
I'm surprised it wasn't Mama Celeste. Oh, I went there again.
Again.
Did you know what happened next, Brad?
Well, Deborah notices that Mommy is wearing like what was it, a bat necklace?
Yeah, it looks like a bat or a demon or something.
Something that she had seen in her dream.
Yeah.
Mommy tries to hide it.
And, but did you see what happened right before that?
What?
Episode 100! Episode 100! Yeah, so Deborah sees that she's wearing that necklace. Then upstairs, Deborah finds Shirley's head, which is Martine Bouchard laying in a box. I love it.
It's well done.
I totally agree, and I personally would like my own Martine Bouchard in a box.
Well, I'll see what I can do come August, my friend.
Thank you. Please don't kill her. You know that she's still acting, you know. She's still working today.
Is she really?
Yeah, man.
No way.
Yeah, frickin' Anita Strindberg retires, but Martine Bouchard's still going.
Wow.
What? Now we cue Deborah's Suspiria sequence. I'm telling you, man. She's running through some woods. She's getting rained on.
Yeah. It's so good.
I love it. And Lietta's like, is that all she's wearing?
Lietta's like, she's going to catch a cold.
That poor girl. I hope no one sees her boobins. Deborah is wearing a frickin' like sort of hippie dress that's just some curtain, some very sheer curtain material or something. But I said, honey, she is wearing panties. That is practically clothed.
Practically.
And she's soaking wet, so yeah, there's nothing to the imagination here. She's running through the forest, very crazy music, and then she runs into someone, and we cut to the very important scene here where Mommy reveals to Michael what's going on. Because we see Michael Very suspiciously, we think he may have killed Deborah. We don't know what's going on. Suddenly, he's back in the house. He's talking to Mom. We see a flashback where Oliver rapes her.
Mm-hmm.
And her narrative breaks down almost immediately when she's like, well, now that he raped me, I had to do whatever he wanted from now on.
Yeah. Feminists across the country just went wild.
Yeah, that sequence, spoilers, people, she's lying, and thank goodness, because I did not want that to be the real thing that happened, where one rape means a lifetime of servitude to Oliver, you know?
No.
We see Oliver and Michael's father fighting once he catches them in bed together, and then he comes in and Oliver kills Michael's father and blames everything on Oliver. Michael's not happy about this. He storms out and confronts Oliver, who, the biggest badass scene in the movie, Oliver has killed himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he walks in the room and confronts Oliver, and Oliver just kind of slumps over into the floor. And all of a sudden, you hear Oliver's voice, Michael, by opening the door, you've triggered the tape player.
Oh, man.
And there is a bottle beside the tape player that's knocked over with the crudest skull and crossbones drawn on it that I've ever seen.
Holy shit. Oh my God, I love it. Like, I wrote, just to overuse this phrase, I wrote like a boss.
Like a boss.
And it's really a smart scene because you assume that when Michael bursts in, that Oliver is astral projecting again, which technically, yes, he is, but he's not coming back to his body.
No.
And the
one-way trip.
Exactly. The tape recorder is this gnarly old tape recorder that reminded me of the one House of the Laughing Windows. Love it. He reveals what really happened, which is where we see Michael as a kid fainting hilariously in like a longer moment of it. It's great. We find out that, in fact, Oliver and Michael's father were fighting, and when Michael, as a child, walked in, he witnessed his mother killing his father. Because she's crazy.
Right.
And Oliver didn't rape her, she seduced him.
Oliver says she was a little into Satanism, but after she did this, she went full bore Satanism.
Oh, yeah. When she found out about Oliver's psychic powers, she combined that with her interest in black magic to make this ridiculous plot of this movie.
She combined my psychic powers and her black magic into luring you here.
Yep.
It was 20 years in the making. So, congratulations.
For some reason, Deborah... Yes, exactly. For some reason, Deborah is part of this whole thing, which makes Michael ask what happened to her. And Oliver, in his cassette, reveals that in his Maxell, or was it a TDK, I wonder?
Was it live?
It was definitely Memorex. Bam! He reveals that the reason that Deborah wasn't murdered by him, that he lost all of his supernatural abilities, is because she had a Star of David around her neck.
He calls it a pentacle, which it's a pentagram.
Right.
But he called, in the Italian, the sub said the Seal of Solomon.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah.
Deborah's just Jewish. I love it.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Love it. Progressive Italian film. First Jewish character ever.
Ever.
And probably not.
I meant to call the police, but I can feel the cold fingers of death clutching at my throat. Escape, Michael. Escape while you can.
I wrote down Mommy Crazy.
Oh, boy.
So she thinks that because of their little ritual, which is still really confusing to me, other than they killed that poor chicken.
They did.
That Michael is now inhabited by the spirit of his dead father.
Right.
And Michael's like, not so much, bruh.
No, it's like, if you wanted William here, probably shouldn't have killed him.
Nice. What is it? Smooth move, X-Lax?
Yeah.
So now we get to the part of the movie that is my favorite. This is what makes me love this movie. We go down to the basement with Michael, where he sees all of the black magic shit all set up. And Mother comes down, and she freaking stabs him.
Yep.
Like father, like son, stab, stab, stab. Finally get back to practically naked Deborah, who's come in from the storm. She runs
running around the house.
Yep. Where is everybody? Where's that chicken pot pie, man? She runs downstairs to the satanic ritual wine cellar, whatever, and we get some weird ass shit for the end of this movie, dude.
Yeah.
The door shuts behind her, and she sees that Michael is dying in his mother's arms,
mm-hmm.
and it's set up exactly like, and props to Lietta for catching this one. I didn't know what it was called. I knew it was a religious image recreated, but it's a pieta, which is where dying Christ is being held by his mother, Mary Magdalene.
Not quite.
No, it was the Virgin Mary is holding her dying son, and it's creepy.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's funny. It works really well because in the sculpture, Mary is much larger than she should be, of course, to be holding the Christ body across her.
Mm-hmm.
But it works really well in this, and it's just so many things go through your mind here at the end when you see this.
Yeah. There have been other classical music pieces hidden in the movie, but the one that really works here is Bach, his Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. And this is one of those classical music pieces that's just meant to praise. And when you hear it over this satanic crazy shit, it's really cool. It's really thought-provoking and interesting. What it's trying to say, I don't even know, but I love it.
Right.
That's kind of like all Italian horror.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about, but you'll tell me.
Lovely. And of course, we end with poor Deborah, who's at wit's end. She can't escape. I don't know what's going to happen to her. Uh-oh, Crisco's tearing up my notes. There goes page 1.
Crisco.
What a little scamp. He was acting up on Cinema Psyops.
Well, he hates podcasts.
Or does he just want to be on one? He's like,
that may be it.
I'm on the Wow show. Wow. Anyway, cat talk. She's being driven crazy. She's screaming. The scream is so good. It's almost kind of reminding me of the ending of Tenebrae a little bit. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
The door is closed on her, supernaturally.
Of course. Dude, how do you like this movie?
I love this movie. A few things. It's got terrific lighting.
Yeah.
Throughout the film. Lots of blue lighting. The house, especially when the power goes out, the house is lit really well. Of course, like you said at the beginning, you've got a candelabra down a dark hall, which I love. The footprints with the astral projection, I really like that. The first time that I saw this, and I think I consulted you when I got it, but the Trash Palace, which I don't think they sell it now, but it's under the title Fear.
Mm-hmm.
And the description of it was basically, what if an Italian director directed a Friday the 13th style film in the 80s? Oh, they did. And here it is. So that really intrigued me. I went, after I'd bought the DVD and the Blu-ray, the Raro DVD and Raro Blu-ray, I had a stack of DVDs I was going to give away to somebody I know, and that was in it. And at the end, I pulled it back out, and I couldn't get rid of it, even though I'll probably never watch it again.
Right.
Because it's not very good. It's not a very good copy. I think, first of all, do you see any similarities to Mario Bava's last film, Shock, where you've got the mother and the son may be the father?
Oh, yeah. Good call.
You see maybe some similarities there? I often like to think of The Beyond by Fulci as that being sort of his Suspiria. And I kind of like to think of this being Freda's Suspiria. Now, whether or not he intended that or not, of course, we'll never know, or I don't know.
Right.
Of course, the scene where she's running in the rain through the trees, of course, I'm sure he lifted that directly from Suspiria. But, I'm a big one for not trying to, pick apart a narrative. But basically what you have is, it's like I said in the beginning, the wind blows through his apartment. He sees the pictures from his childhood. And so that's the whole impetus for the film, for him going back.
Yeah.
It's set in modern day. But as soon as they pull up to the house, it's like it becomes a gothic horror film. It's kind of like a melange of like the giallo, the supernatural giallo, a slasher, and a gothic horror film. One thing I love is that when you do actually get to see the photos that Hans has taken, it's of mommy dressed as a giallo killer.
Oh,
She's got a fedora and a trench coat on. Like, it really doesn't make any sense when you think about it because they're out in the woods. Why would she? How is that a disguise? You know? The dream sequence is awesome. I think it's one of the best dream sequences I've ever seen because it just packs everything into it. Spiders, snakes, devil worshipping, magic, chicken's head getting cut off, pouring blood on somebody, vomiting, candles. I mean, it's everything all packed into it.
Yeah.
I hate it in a way that this was Freda's last film. I think it's a great one to go out on. I think there's some similarities between it and Tragic Ceremony, which is also where hippies stumble onto a devil, like a black mass.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's some similarities. Yeah, there's some similarities there. I love the way it ends with Deborah. The door is shut supernaturally, and she's trapped in this room with her dead lover and his mother. Strindberg, I think, does a really good job in this film. I think it's funny that, like I said, that Oliver's like, between my psychic powers and your mother's black magic, she drew you here. It's like, well, she took her time. She's like, you're a famous actor now. And I'm like, how is this guy a famous actor?
Charisma, baby.
I'm telling you. I don't brook any critical ideas about this film. It's unimpeachable to me.
Yeah.
I just think it's a fantastic, zany in a way. It's never slapdash. You can see what they were going for. I think they achieved it. It's truly late. Truly very late in the cycle. 81. But I think it was a French co-production, which is why Hans was in it. Because some money came from France, I think.
Nice.
I love Murder Obsession. What about you?
Same here, dude. Oh, man. Just echoing a lot of what you said. Just, oh, man. So many good things here. Camera work is by Cristiano Pogani. And he shot a couple of sleazy ones. Eyes Behind the Wall and Last House on the Beach. Eyes Behind the Wall is actually pretty good. Is the one where we get to see all of John Philip Law. Or as I call it, John Philip Balls. Yeah, he's doing nude push-ups.
Ugh.
And mind-blowing. Turns out I'm not gay so much.
Yeah, does his pecker touch the floor?
No, I caught it.
Well, that's funny, dude. Man.
And Last House on the Beach is almost really good. I find that one just over the sleaze quotient for me, but it's not a bad film. They're definitely shot really well. But his camera work is really fluid and vibrant, and the fisheye lens and all the other optical effects are really fun. My biggest criticism of this is probably about Stefano Patrizzi. He seems really out of his depth here. The overacting, even in the English dub, is really crazy. He's just not very good.
No, he's not.
And he just doesn't ruin the movie. Nothing could really ruin this movie for me, but he's just meh. There are a couple of moments where he's okay, but I think, fuck it. He's terrible. Anyway,
yeah.
I saw this on one of those Video Asia packs. They did like the Tales of Terror and the Voodoo Tales or whatever, or Tales of Voodoo and Terror Tales. It was just called Fear, and I knew nothing about it, and I put it on, and immediately I started Googling to see what the hell I was watching. I was very excited that I'd found an Italian horror film I'd never heard of, and it probably looked exactly like the bootleg that you found. And it just blew my mind. I love this movie from the get-go. I'm so glad Rero put it out. I prefer the English dub, so you get the ridiculousness as well as the synthesizer score. The Italian version is really good too. The only difference I found between the two are some slight dialogue differences. And I think the English dub cuts an entire scene where there's a supernatural discussion between Mommy and Hans, because Hans is kind of receptive to all the psychic talk and everything, and she explains why Michael has this quote-unquote murder obsession or whatever. It's a really interesting scene. I don't know why. I guess they just thought it was too talky, so they cut it.
There's a review on IMDb that claims that the Wizard video release entitled Fear is the only uncut version. This review claims that even this Raro Blu-ray, or they mentioned Blu-ray,
I bet I know who wrote that.
Cut.
Because wasn't this one of the infamous Wizard video reissues?
I don't even know.
I bet it is, and he was trying to sell more copies of it.
Maybe. I find it hard to believe because the Italian cut is an hour and 37 minutes.
Yep. And the English one is only like 5 minutes shorter, but yeah. I was glad for the difference because I totally watched the movie twice for this episode.
I watched it like 2.5 times. I watched it last night, and then I went back and watched selected scenes last night after, and then today I watched it again.
Sweet. So much fun. My favorite mistake, because, the IMDb snooty people like to talk about mistakes. My favorite mistake is when I think it's Deborah is looking for Shirley and the dog runs in. You can see a pair of hands throw the dog into the room from the corner.
Really?
Oh, it's really cute. Like, here, get in there.
Well, I think it's funny because the dog reminded me of Muffin from the same year in Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh, nice. Man,
yeah.
Great year for dogs.
Telling you. They never really bested that year.
No, they didn't. So, yeah, I think this movie's really underrated. I think Scott McDonald needs to watch it. Folks, this is episode 100!
Episode 100.
We're going to take a break and come back, and we've got a best of 2015, the best things we watched in the year 2015, and a question time, and lots of feedback from you people. Oh, is that still a thing you don't say? You don't say you people anymore?
Racist.
Oh my god, this episode, so rapist.
I mean, rapist.
Oops. We'll be right back, folks.
Episode 100.
Episode 100.
I'm plugging in my headphones. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine.
All right.
Man, can you believe we've done 100 of these?
Dude, this is fucking insane. I've only caused myself gray hair by having to edit those 100 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you.
Peek behind the curtain.
Remember when I said I'd be more hands-off in the future with the editing?
You've said that a few times.
The exact opposite is true. If you listen to like the Vibe episode and the especially the Argento 90s films, I barely touch that shit. Our pauses, the mouth breathing, almost all of it's still in there. It's like, so ridiculous.
I never believed you when you said that, so.
I can't believe I lied even to myself. Folks, someone asked us to do another best of the year episode. We've done them in the past where we talk about our favorite films, not favorite films that came out that year, but favorite films we watched that year. So we can open up the list to old and new movies. Of course, we're sticking in the genre of horror.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think we are. Yeah, we are.
Sure.
I just scared myself. So, Brad, what is your top 10 things you watched in your favorite year, 2015?
Number 10, I picked M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
Thought it was a return to form somewhat. I thought it was very suspenseful, intense. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Number 9, Lost After Dark, which is a throwback slasher. Not perfect, but I thought it was a lot of fun.
Me too.
Excellent. Number 8, be a film that I reviewed for Scott at EuroCultAV.com, Satan's Blade.
Oh shit.
Which, it's one of those slashers. It's kind of dull and boring, but it's got a charm about it. I really enjoyed it.
I bought that Blu-ray sight unseen.
Yeah. I think it's fun.
Nice.
It's kind of a regional. Make sure you watch the interview with the director.
I will.
And stay tuned for Satan's Blade 2 that they've been working on for 25, 30 years.
Nice.
Number 7 is the name of the game is Kill.
Yes.
Which was covered here on this very show. That one was a lot of fun too. The print was really soft, but I'm just glad to see it.
Cool.
Number 6 is The Child, which you turned me on to.
Hell yeah.
Another regional weird film that I think we'll probably talk about at some point.
Definitely.
Number 5 is White of the Eye, which is Donald Cammell. And it's very giallo-rific, very odd film, one that I really enjoyed. I picked up the Arrow UK Blu-ray of. Number 4 is Fulci Homage, We Are Still Here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of Fulci references to those that have seen a lot of Fulci films. And really just a good film all around, I thought. Number 3 would be Housebound.
Nice.
Which is, I think it's from New Zealand. It's on Netflix. That's where I first saw it. Amazon had the exclusive rights to sell the Blu-ray, and they were sold out for forever, but I made them send me an email when it came back in. So as part of my birthday, Elizabeth got me the Blu-ray. It's on up there. I really enjoyed the vibe of it, and I thought it was a really good movie. Number 2 would be The Final Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Plural, which is another throwback slasher. Probably the best one made, in my opinion. So much fun playing with the conventions of the slasher film. It's funny. It's never mean-spirited ever at the genre or at the time or at the viewer or the fans of the slasher. I hope there's a sequel. I just really loved The Final Girls.
Nice.
Thank you. And then number 1 would be Scott McDonald's favorite film of the year, It Follows.
Oh, man.
Yeah, which I think, everybody knows about It Follows. Elizabeth and I went to the theater and saw it. It was a really good experience.
Awesome.
We've seen it a couple times on Blu-ray, shared it with our friend Heather when she came to visit. She loved it. Just really, really enjoyed it. I think that guy's a talented director. For Christmas, somebody got me the vinyl soundtrack. So it's got a great soundtrack.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, really good. Richard, what are your top 10 of 2015?
All right. Number 10, I have Crimson Peak, which I think will move up in my estimation once I pick up a copy of it. I really enjoyed that. Always supporting my my Del Toro love.
Yeah, it would have been on the list, but I didn't see it last year. I saw it this year.
Oh, man, so good. Number 9 is the name of the game is Kill.
Ooh.
Hell yeah. That was something I watched, and I said, holy shit, Brad, we're doing this.
Uh-huh.
Number 8 is a film called Nightlight. It's a found footage movie that Knopf and I covered.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed that. I hope to find that in the $5 bin.
Too. There's no Blu-ray. I've looked for a Blu-ray. There's only a DVD.
That's okay. I like to pretend I'm anti-Blu-ray most of the time.
Right.
Speaking of DVDs, number 7 is Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell.
Oh, yeah.
Which I did for an Unseemly last year, and I loved it. Number 6 is Alice Kills, which I watched on a Moviethon I forgot I did called the Working Man's Moviethon, where I watched only enough movies to fill a day of work. So I watched 6 movies in 9 hours.
I forgot about it, too.
Yeah. And I didn't even take time off for lunch. That's how hard I worked.
Working man.
Yeah. Number 5 is Oculus, which you told me about.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it. Loved it.
You know, I will forever remember Oculus. When you and Leetta left that morning, we watched Oculus after you left.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was sad. I like Oculus a lot. I thought it was really good, but when I think of it, it was sad because you guys had left.
We tried to stay, but we had to go.
I know, you had places to go.
I know.
And people to see.
Ohio.
Oh.
No. Number 4 is It Follows, because It Follows is awesome.
Yes.
Number 3 is What We Do in the Shadows.
Ooh.
The only, not the only horror comedy necessarily, but fantastic movie last year. So much fun. I've heard a lot of people raving about it, so I was a little skeptical, but man, it is one of those horror comedies that I actually would like to own and rewatch at some point. It looks fun.
I need to see it.
You do need to see it. Number 2 is the other horror comedy, Housebound.
Ooh, yes.
Which is, I think those are both New Zealand films.
Wow.
And Housebound is, I think that was another one you recommended to me. Holy shit, dude.
I did.
Just so good. What the hell? So amazing.
Man, I love you.
I love you too, brah. I think you're really going to like my number 1 pick for all of 2015. My favorite film that I saw for the first time, Hands of the Ripper.
Oh, man.
Wow. What a great movie. I can't believe it took me so long to finally see that, and I was very impressed.
So good. It's a great list you've got there.
That's a great list you've got there.
Thank you.
So, I heard rumor of a question time.
Yes, sir. Well, somewhat connected to our episode material, but not really. But definitely in the spirit of the show and in the spirit of 100 episodes, I asked us both to compile a top 10 of slasher films from 1981, the year of the slasher.
Yep.
I limited it to North America, which means America and Canada.
Damn.
So, without further ado, reveal your top 10 slashers of 1981.
All right, I'm going to throw 4 quick honorable mentions because this was intensely difficult, dude. First of all, I thought it was hard because it was limiting to North America. Then all of a sudden I realized I had about 14 or 15 movies that really screwed me up. So, my 4 honorable mentions, Graduation Day.
Okay.
And the only reason it's off the list is I can't remember it. I'm going to watch it soon, though. Madhouse. Or what is that one called? When She Was Bad.
When She Was Bad.
Which
is an Italian film, but filmed in America.
Exactly. Don't Go in the Woods Alone.
Nice.
Which almost made the list. That was actually really hard to not put on the list somewhere. And then shout out to my homeboy Eric at the Do You Know Who You Are podcast, Student Bodies.
Ugh.
I know. I like it. It's ridiculous. He is obsessed with that film. So,
wow.
Mm-hmm. All right. So my top 10 from 10 to 1. Number 10 is Night School.
Nice.
Which I really like. It's got some Giallo vibe to it.
It does.
Number 9 is The Burning, Brad Hogue favorites.
Yes.
Number 8 is Just Before Dawn.
Ooh.
Which is, I believe, a court psyops favorite.
I believe you're right. Good show on it.
Totally. Number 7 is Funhouse.
Mm.
Number 6 is Hell Night.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Love that movie. Number 5 is My Bloody Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, beating out My Bloody Valentine, The Prowler.
The Prowler.
I'm telling you.
Oh, The Prowler.
Number 3, Happy Birthday to Me.
Very interesting.
Man, that movie, so amazing. Number 2,
so good.
Friday the 13th, Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, to surprise no one, Halloween 2.
Halloween 2. I knew that'd be your number 1.
Halloween 2, The Wrath of Khan.
The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah! How about you, sir?
Oh, that's a great list.
Let's hear that list.
Great list.
Thank
Will
you.
I have no honorable mentions?
Okay.
I know the suspense is going to be, will Brad put The Burning in his top 10? We'll find out. We actually have 2 films in the same place, so we'll see where they fall.
Sweet.
Number 10 would be Just Before Dawn.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Number 9, The Fun House.
Nice.
Toby Hooper classic. Number 8, Madhouse / When She Was Bad.
Yeah.
I really like that one. I think that's so underrated.
I can't wait to rewatch that.
It's so good. Number 7, Final Exam.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. Number 6, Hell Night, which I believe was also your number 6.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Simpatico there. Number 5, The Prowler, which Elizabeth and I just watched over and over until I loved it. Elizabeth said, this movie is great, and we're just going to watch it till you agree. So, finally I did. Number 4 is your number 1, Halloween 2.
Nice. Little love. A little love,
really,
dude.
Well, from here on out, it's so hard, you know?
Yeah.
Number 3, Happy Birthday to Me.
Oh, we got 2.
Yep,
That
which
match
is
up.
your number 3, I believe. Yeah. Number 2, My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
And then number 1, surprising no one, Friday the 13th, Part 2.
Sweet. You know what's funny? I screwed up.
What?
I left Final Exam out by accident.
I wondered.
Dude, that's stupid.
I didn't hear it.
I probably, honestly, would have bumped Night School for Final Exam and dropped Night School into the honorable mentions. I really enjoy Final Exam a lot. So
Final Exam, so good. So good.
Moe's Haven on their Shocktober album has a frickin' Final Exam song.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Telling you.
I always think of Bleeding Skull's Fat Sheriff
Yes.
article.
Yes.
So I always think of that when I see Final Exam. I picked up the Blu-ray of Final Exam. It was really good.
Yeah, I have it too. I have not watched it yet. It's still in the shrink wrap.
Oh.
But man, I'm excited.
Man.
I have
so
seen it
good.
before.
Radish.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Best character ever. Easily.
Yeah, I commented the other day to somebody, I'm like, how is it that no one knew that he was gay?
An inside joke with the movie.
I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just thought it was funny. The love interest, clearly gay.
He's pining over dicks.
I appreciate you stepping in there like that so that when people listen, they're like, I hate Brad. Did you hear what he said? Oh, Richard joined right in.
I've always got your back, and I love saying
Man,
dicks.
I appreciate it.
Of course. So finally, we get to what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of you have been waiting on, which is
listener feedback.
Listener feedback, the most we've ever had.
I know. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's episode 100. Episode 100. I think I'm just going to take all of our sounds we just made and make a little loop out of it.
You should.
First up, we got a letter from beautiful David Ladd. He said,
David Ladd.
Oh, man. He's synonymous with beauty.
Absolutely.
He says, congratulations on your 100th episode. I've been a fan since NashiCast pointed me in the direction of your podcast. With this email, I can say I've checked out all the episodes of the show, and I want to lay my top 5 on ya. He's cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
Number 5.
Clock.
What?
I said clock.
Clock. You got me. Number 5 is episode 57, Zombie Holocaust. His number 4 favorite is episode 93, Boarding House, which I will never watch again.
Right?
He didn't say that. I said that. Number 3 is episode 64, Bloody Moon. His number 2 favorite is episode 31, Eugenie de Sade / The Sinister Eyes of Dr. Orloff.
Hey, I was on that one.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this is a real Jeffrey heavy list here. What the fuck? But you know what's great about it? Sinister Eyes of Dr. Orloff, Martin Luther Presley's favorite film.
Favorite movie.
Yeah. His number 1 is the Fulci series, episode 8, 10, and 28. There's the Brad we've been waiting on. He says, this might be cheating, but I count these as one episode. One long, horrific episode.
Wow.
I added that part at the end there.
Right.
This was a hard list to make, and I had to think on it for a few days, but in the end, all of the Doom Show episodes are winners.
Oh.
So sweet. Thanks for putting this great show together. It really helps me make it through my long nights at work. The fun style of the show and Richard and Brad's enjoyment of the subject matter make this one of my favorite podcasts. I also want to thank Nafa and Jeffrey for their contributions to the show. Hopefully we can see some episodes with all 4 hosts together. Dun dun dun. That'll be a pain in the ass, but it'll be great. We'll do it.
We'll do it.
Episode 300. Richard, please keep the books coming. Hopefully we'll see a Giallo Meltdown 2, The Quickening, or a book on your adventures with Franco Friday. I'm including all the Franco Fridays in Cinema Somnambulist, coming soon.
Hell yeah.
Brad, all I can say is keep being cool. I always enjoy our conversations, and thanks for the movies you sent my way.
Oh, David Ladd is the coolest. I don't remember, I stumbled across him on Facebook. Maybe it was, he commented on the NashiCast or something.
Mm-hmm.
I went to his page, and his the picture at the top of it was from Dracula 80, 1972.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, anybody that's got that is already my friend, so let's just make it official.
Nice.
But yeah, I sent him some movies. He sent me some movies. I really enjoyed them. Great guy, David Ladd. I think a lot of him.
Nice. He says, I will wrap this up with a question time. I hope this one hasn't been done, but here is the question. If you could remake your favorite Euro horror film with your choice of any director, living or dead, and leading lady, living or dead, which film would you choose, and who would be your choice for director and leading lady?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I am so glad I read this question before we started recording, because I thought of my answer.
Well, lay it on us.
I would like to see a remake of Werewolf Woman, starring Emma Stone and Micah Monroe, I think her name is, from It Follows.
Oh, yeah.
They play sisters in the movie. I forget who the actress is in Werewolf Woman, but the older sister is... This is going to take some editing. Oh, shit.
I've not seen Werewolf Woman.
No, you're lucky. I mean, no, you're going to love it. Don't worry, Jeffrey. Don't worry, Jeffrey and I are going to cover it. Who is the realtor in Frickin' House by the Cemetery?
Dagmar Lysander.
Oh, my God, thank you. Dagmar Lysander is the older sister, so that would be Emma Stone, and the younger girl would be the girl from It Follows.
Nice.
Directing, I want John Carpenter to come out of retirement for one more movie. Well, come out of musical retirement.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
musical retirement.
Totally. Do you have an answer to this question time, or do you want to think on it for another episode?
Nope, I'll do it right now.
Let's hear it.
I'd like to see Deep Red remade, directed by Mike Flanagan, the guy that directed Hush and Oculus and Absentia.
Nice.
Thank you. In Daria Nicolodi's role, I would like to see Katie Cassidy. And in David Hemmings' role, I'd like to see Nolan Hemmings, who is David Hemmings' doppelganger son.
Who is the girl? What was she in?
Katie Cassidy?
Yeah.
She was in Black Christmas Remake. She's on Arrow.
Oh, okay.
She's in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. She's in When a Stranger Calls remake.
Duh, she's so cute.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot her.
Oh, man. She's David Cassidy's daughter.
Nice.
So you've got children of famous people who are famous on their own in a Deep Red remake by one of my favorite new directors, Mike Flanagan.
Man, nailed it. I love it.
Thank you. And I did all of that just now because I completely forgotten about David's question time.
David finishes up with all of the best to you guys and keep the new episodes coming.
Good on you, David.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
We'll keep doing it.
I guess.
Why not? We have known Sinister Eyes of Dr. Orloff enthusiast Martin Luther Presley.
Heck yeah.
He says, hello, this is Martin Luther Presley. Which I guess he's just making fun of our show. Ugh. Thanks, dude. No. 100 episodes? That's pretty impressive, amigos. Congratulations. I'm glad I was there from the start, as it's been so much fun over the years. I don't think I would still be interested in Euro horror if it weren't for you. Whoa. Slow down, buddy.
Yeah, not our fault.
Wow. I only got into... yeah, don't sue us. I only got into movies a bit more seriously around the time I discovered the Doomed Moviethon website. I'm still not a big movie buff, as you know. Sometimes months go by without me watching a single movie, but I always come back to your show. It was not just the first podcast I ever listened to, but it's also pretty much the only one I never miss. You'd be surprised to know how often I've listened to certain episodes. Some early favorites, like the Vibe episode. Expect to hear that again tonight.
Uh-huh.
Or the Fulci retrospective, have even been with me on vacations, and I still enjoy them.
Wow.
We didn't ruin his vacation, Brad.
Well, not that he's admitting to.
That's true. You ruined his life with the Sinister Eyes of Dr. Orloff, but whatever.
Well, what can you do?
Watch it again.
Watch it again.
Let's talk about Brad. Hi, Brad.
Hi.
I'm still not convinced that the later Brad is the same as the earlier Brad. It cannot just be the improved audio quality.
Wow.
I bet it's a conspiracy.
Brad is dead.
Exactly. I think there's a Paul is dead deal going on here. Or there's a secret twin probably working on some sort of inheritance scheme. But I love both Brads. Folks, in case you don't know, we used to record with Brad on a speakerphone, and it sounded awful. And when we finally got to record it with, I think, your laptop or with an MP3 recorder, I got to hear your voice for the first time along with everybody else, how it really sounds. And frankly, it was a vast improvement. Like, suddenly you had lower tones in your voice. And it didn't sound like God.
I'm not very much up on opera music, and before that they had told what it was, I'd written down Wagnerian music.
The two Brads. He goes on to say, and Jeffrey and Nafa have become an integral and always welcome part of the show from pretty much day one. Hats off to you, sirs. Also, kudos to the contributing guests and listeners. The current opening song always gets stuck in my head for the rest of the day, and the Propels...
Oh my gosh.
Yep, and the Propels song was a blast as well. Folks, Matt Farley of Moturn Media, who's a fan of the show, and who will be appearing on this show very soon, he recorded the song. Check him out, shockmarathons.com, moturnmedia.com. Trust me, you're going to love this guy. When we get to the episode with him, you're going to freak out. It's great.
Let me throw this in right quick. I love the Hello, This is the Doom Show song. It is a major earwig. It will get in your head and it will not get out.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I watched my first Matt Farley movie, Don't Let the River Beast Get You, which is brilliant, streaming on Amazon Prime. And because Matt, for some reason, put his number on his website, I texted him. I'm like, hey, this is Brad of Hello, This is the Doom Show, and I think you're better than Jared Padalecki.
Nice.
And I love you. And it got real embarrassing. It got real embarrassing. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I love the Doom Show. Don't call me again. No, he didn't say that. No, he was super cool. And I thought, what kind of zany world we live in where I'm watching a real movie and I just texted the star and he texted me back.
Yep.
And just, oh man, he's so talented and I love him.
Oh yeah. And the Propel recorded the first ever straight up Doomed Moviethon song. And that's our pal Marky Karloff in the...
Marky's mad at me, so whatever.
That's okay. He doesn't respond to any of me either, but we love him anyway. He's too busy being amazing.
A rock star.
Oh, yeah. He goes on to say, most of all, a big bear hug and an unironic high five to the captain of the show, Old Stick himself, Richard Glenn Schmidt. Dude, he has
Old
been
Stick.
He's been listening forever. That's amazing. I haven't thought about Old Stick in a while. That sounded dirty.
I'll throw it in.
That sounded dirty. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of your work at keeping the show so much fun and such a pleasure to listen to. All the best to all of you. Cheers, Martin Luther Presley.
Man, I love MLP.
Dude, our German listener strikes again. I love it.
I'm telling you, he messaged me every once in a while. Just a super great guy.
You know what he has?
Sorry about... What's he got?
He has an amazing taste in rock and roll.
Yeah?
We need to get him into our freaking group talking about music.
Yeah, you do.
What does he has? No, I said that. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say sorry about the sinister eyes of Dr. Orloff.
Maybe if we just keep talking about it, he'll like it.
Maybe. But he said he'd rather eat a broken light bulb or something than watch it again.
Aw.
That's pretty strong.
I know.
A strong statement.
Hey, yeah. I respect that. What did I say about frickin' the hearse?
Yeah. You'd rather throw yourself down a flight of stairs and watch it again.
Yep. Good times.
Yep.
One day I'll do it.
Don't do it.
Okay. We have one more piece of written feedback, and it's from good old Darren Burrows.
Darren Burrows, one of our English listeners.
I know, man. He speaks it.
God save the Queen.
Hell yeah.
Or don't. I don't think they like the Queen over there, really.
Yeah, she's more of a patry monarch.
Yeah.
Something. He says...
Pastry monarch.
A pastry monarch. Delicious. Yeah. He says,
ugh.
Congrats on the 100th episode. As you know, I have been listening since day one and thoroughly enjoy it, and I hope you make many more. Now's a great time to ask your thoughts on some movies. Number 1, Cover Girl Killer from 1959, proto-slasher about a killer who kills models. Do you know about this one, dude?
Nope.
I actually have it on my wish list. The DVD is out of print, but it looked really interesting, so I think I'm going to try to get a used copy of it.
I'm sure it is. Darren knows what he's talking about.
I bet he does. 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 He totes does, okay?
Totes.
Number 2, Final Hour, 1995, Denmark slasher that no one ever talks about. I had never heard of it. I looked it up.
I had never heard of it either.
I watched the trailer, and then I started to download it. It is downloading right now.
Really?
I mean, not from the internet. I would never do that.
No, of course not.
But it looks awesome. If it's episode material, man, we'll do it.
Yeah. I have not seen any of the movies he asks about.
Oh, okay. No, I've seen one of them. So the next
one... And I know which one you've seen. I know which one. I can guess.
Number 3, Magdalena, Possessed by the Devil from 1974. Now, I have this, but I'm saving it for a Exorcist ripoff Moviethon.
Brilliant idea.
Which I will call Anything But the Exorcist.
That's so awesome.
He says, don't ask Magdalena where she wants communion, which, oh boy.
Yeah, probably in the butt.
Yeah, or the front butt.
The front butt.
Do chicks still have those?
And next on Darren's list is...
Oh, I'm going to add crickets to that when I ask that question. Number 5, Jagged Edge, 1985. A Glenn Close thriller. Again, no one ever talks about.
Mm-hmm.
That I've seen.
That's what I was going to say. You've probably seen.
I remember that one very distinctly as a kid. My parents were like, let's watch this. Like 8-year-old Richard, this is going to be great. And it freaked me out.
Wow.
And I watched it again, not within the decade, and it is freaky. It's a really intense movie. I actually wouldn't mind watching it a third time.
I'd like to see it.
That's good. Well, thank you, Darren. Good to hear from you, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry that I've not seen any of those. I'm friends with Darren on Facebook. He comments a lot about soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Or football. And I don't understand anything about soccer. He hates the bin dippers. Whoever they are.
They suck.
But down with the bin dippers, Darren.
Dude, I know all about soccer. Fucking the 3-star rule. That's the thing that's really messing up the game right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything about soccer, but I agree.
Me too.
Darren's been there since the start, man.
Totally. He's the only one who I totally agree that should take America back.
Yeah?
Yeah, like he could be our new prime minister.
A vote for Darren is a vote for prosperity.
Bam. So the following feedbacks we have were sent in by our technologically people who have soundies record.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to play some audio. People are very sweet and recorded some strange sounds and then sent them to us. First up is Tyler. Here is Tyler from Apologize to the Podcast.
Well, congratulations, Richard, Brad, and company, for reaching your 100th episode of Hello, This is the Doom Show. I just wanted to call in and help you guys celebrate this mammoth occasion. This podcast has brought me many hours of joy and entertainment, and I always find something cool when listening to the show. One thing that's enriched my life is actually using the term "the vibe." I first heard you guys mention it in the podcast, and it's definitely something that resonates with me. It's something that kind of has helped me describe what makes some of these Euro horror movies that I'm so obsessed with kind of palatable. I actually, speaking of, I actually used the vibe to actually sell someone on watching Jess Franco's The Sadistic Baron von Klaus. Say what you will about the movie, but it's actually got a lot of dread and beautiful cinematography and lots of the vibe. It's probably one of Jess Franco's best looking movies and most professional. Some of my favorite episodes I actually wanted to mention were your Halloween retrospective, where you guys did a bunch of lists about horror specials, and of course the brilliant discussion of the Halloween movies, and of course the follow-up episodes with the Rob Zombie films. I'm not really the biggest fan of the remake, but the discussion of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was really appreciated. And of course, another favorite is of course the ranking of the Roger Corman and Edgar Allan Poe pictures with Vincent Price and Ray Milland and Premature Burial. That was a great episode. And of course, you can't go wrong with The Demon with the great sweaty Cameron Mitchell. Good way to put it. And also the Argento films of the 90s was a great episode. And of course, my absolute all-time favorite episodes are your all's retrospectives of the films of Lucio Fulci. And I've actually discovered quite a few hidden gems because of that. I've seen most of Young Dracula, and it's actually a hoot, so I really enjoy that movie. So like I've said before, Hello, This is the Doom Show is the show that got me into podcasting, listening to podcasts, and making my own podcast, Apologize to the Podcast. And I'm a happier person for it. So thank you guys for your 4 years, is it? Yeah, 4 years of, excellent discussion and entertainment, and your enthusiasm for the genre. So I can't wait to hear the next 100 episode, guys, and see what other goodies you have to you bring to us. Hopefully more in the vein of The Ghost and Horrible Dr. Hitchcock and Murder Obsession, and less of the Zombie 5. But Zombie 5 is still fun. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, but thank you guys again for producing a quality show, and I can't wait to hear more.
Well, thank you, Tyler. There's more love about that Vibe episode, Brad. We're going to do something about that.
Man, Tyler has seen every movie ever made, and he's only like 20 years old.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of jealousy. I kind of hate him, but I also like him a whole lot. It's some inner turmoil. I believe you have been on Apologize to the Podcast, and I am scheduled to be.
You're going to have to work pretty hard to out-ego me, because holy shit, Tyler and I talked for 2 hours.
I'm telling you, he sent me a list of questions that was very long and detailed.
Oh, yes.
But I have apologized to his podcast many times.
Oh, yeah. And I even volleyed some questions to you, because the ones he asked me so many, I was like, dude, I am not the expert on some of this stuff, so.
Volley some right back at you.
Heck yeah. We'll just keep going back and forth. So, Tyler mentions introducing people to the sadistic Baron von Klaus. Now, in my Franco Fridays, I think I didn't like that film.
I don't think I did,
but
I watched it.
I am very excited to come back to it, especially for the Giallo vibe. Yeah. Next up, we have Simon. Good old Simon Wright, another Brit.
Our other British listener.
Hell yeah. Folks, wait until you hear his voice again, because he he sent us a clip, what was it, the 4-year anniversary show.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
I think we're going to have more brilliance. Here's Simon.
Greetings, gentlemen, and happy 100th episode. Congratulations on reaching your centenary, and here's to many 100s more. Cheers. Okay, if you're wondering why I sound different, here's why. I re-watched Inferno for the 666th time last night and didn't realize doing so invoked the wrath of the Three Mothers, who cursed me to silence, as I now know too much of their evil plans. And now, I can speak only with this. I'd let you all in on the occult shenanigans about to go down in New York and Rome, but they told me if I said any more they'd disable the fingers I'm using to type this message. They don't want anything to be different. For the safety of us all then, let's say no more of those wicked stepsisters. In fact, I may have said too much already. I mean, what's the dark shape that looms outside my window? Oh, shit, they're coming. They're coming. Wait, sorry, it was just a large cat. Anyway, moving on. I also re-watched Murder Obsession last night. And like the last few times I've seen it, the more I think it might contain the greatest dream sequence of any movie ever. I'm sure there are other contenders, but none currently spring to mind. What do you reckon, gentlemen? Thanks again for recommending this gem of a film, and many other horror deep cuts. And speaking of recommendations, one of my favorite and most listened to episodes of the show is the legendary Vibe episode. As that was such an early episode, though, I'm wondering if there are any other films you've discovered since which also have the vibe? If there are too many, maybe there's cause for The Vibe Part 2 episode? Just a thought. Congratulations again at reaching such a milestone, and thanks for all your hard work. Tipping my fedora and raising a glass of J&B to you all. Cheers.
Oh, man.
Holy crap.
We need to find out what 911 is in English and call it, because he's in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's 999.
I think it's 9969. Woo!
Oh, gosh.
Well, thank you for risking your life, Simon, for talking to us.
Man, so brave. So brave.
What a guy. So
that was brilliant, by the way.
Oh, my God. I love it. That's... When you disappear into the three mothers' vaginas, you have a problem. I don't want to admit that I just said that.
Well, I don't want to admit that I heard it. But I did. Yeah, no, that was fantastic. Totally. That was so funny.
Oh, man.
He's very creative. Very creative. No, I love Simon. I think everybody knows that. I don't attempt to hide it. I talked to him in the old Gmail quite a bit on Facebook. He's been around for a while now.
Yeah.
He also has a defunct blog, just like I do.
Man, you guys and your defunky blogs, I'm going to have to inspire you. I'm going to monetize your blogs, and you'll have to do it.
I wish you would. No, that was so funny.
I really enjoy Simon's love for Murder Obsession. It's almost like he knew that we were going to freaking watch it.
Yeah. I don't know, and he's right. That dream sequence is brilliant.
Oh man, I don't know if I have an answer to his question. The greatest dream sequence ever in movies? I mean, man, that's a tough call, dude.
Sophie's Choice, maybe he's up there.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm just saying
Holy
words.
Shit! I was gonna say the Water Boy, but I've never seen that, so I don't know.
Well.
No, I think we should do that as we should put that in the question time vault and do that again, and we'll have some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Simon brought up something that's been a recurring theme here, and that's the Vibe Part 2.
The Vibe Part 2.
Not only did he ask about this, and everyone's been talking about that Vibe episode we did 100 years ago. We must have done something right.
Must have.
Listener to the show, Michael, I'm sorry, Michael, I'm going to butcher your name again. Michael Kachi, he asked about further Vibe episodes just a little while ago, and you and I were talking about it, and we were just as stumped then as we are now. So let's do the Vibe Part 2 episode.
I'm all about it.
Dude, we're going to make lists and talk about movies. I don't know when the hell we're going to do this, but we're going to do it, folks. So
that's going to happen.
That Euro horror vibe, that's coming back. Promise.
Promise.
All right. We got a message from Court Psyops from the Cinema Psyops podcast. And here it is.
Hello. 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 Fuck, dude. Come on. Hello. Richard, Brad, Jeffrey, Nafa. Hello. Richard, Brad, Jeffrey, Nafa. Seriously, man. Guys, really happy to hear that you've hit 100 episodes. That's an amazing achievement. You guys have been in this business way longer than we have at Cinema Psyops. One of the earliest shows I even started listening to was Hello. Hello. This is the Doom Show. This is the Doom Show. Really, man? But I just wanted to say I really enjoy the show. I like it a lot. You guys are great. I really love the different dynamics that you have when Richard's working with everybody in the group. So just keep doing what you're doing, guys. You're doing great work. And I specifically want to thank you guys for bringing a muck train into my life, because what an amazing, weird, and twisted film that is. And I know that was Jeffrey's selection, and he's the one that found it. So thank you very much, Jeffrey, and also Richard, when you guys covered that together. That was amazing. Also, Haunting of Julia. Would have never even known that film existed if it weren't for you guys. Absolutely love that film. An amazing film. Wow, what a flick. So much stuff that has been brought into my life because of you guys, and I really appreciate it. So just keep up the casting, guys. You guys are doing amazing work, and goodbye.
Whoa. Dude are remixing this shit.
I'm telling you.
DJ Psyops.
Oh man, that was so good.
Nice. Well played, sir.
I mean, he's a mad scientist.
He is, his podcast is tight and awesome. And shout out to him and Matt Psyops. Great dudes.
You're recently on that show, were you?
Yeah. They were kind enough to have me on talking about a film that traumatized me from my youth. And you just have to go and check out their show to hear what movie I was talking about.
Heck yeah, I'm scheduled to be on that show. That's
dude,
2 shows that I'm scheduled to be on.
You are cheating on me, and I like it.
Very kind of people to offer. But Court, I've talked to him. Court, solid dude, man.
Totally solid.
I like his show a lot.
Known amok train enthusiast, Court Psyops.
I'm telling you, why didn't Matt send us something?
He was too busy with the robots, man. They were overthrowing shit. But that was a good one. Haunting of Julia Love, man.
Oh man,
where's that Blu-ray? Shit, you know
it's coming because hey,
really?
Well, this is why it's coming. We did a Symptoms episode way back when.
Oh yes.
And now we're getting a Symptoms Blu-ray.
Oh man.
You know, we were on the forefront. We were on the front lines of demanding a Blu-ray for that. And even though no one heard us, it happened.
Nice.
So I want a Haunting of Julia Blu-ray.
It's gonna happen. We brought all the attention to it. The fans demand it.
Yep.
I want a Mia Farrow audio commentary.
Yeah. No, I don't.
I want a Tisa Farrow audio commentary on Zombie.
That I'll take.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next pair of gentlemen, you made a good point there. People inviting us on their shows. Thank you guys so much.
So much.
No, I really appreciate it. You guys all have your shit together so amazingly well, and it's just so fun to let somebody else do all the freaking editing. Or
yeah, but you are the podcast godfather now.
I'm more like the cod father, because fish.
No, people love you, and rightfully so. I heard people say, you know, I've been inspired by Richard, and I love him. And I'm like, you're preaching to the choir, man.
I paid those people to say that.
It was worth it, because I believed it.
I'm a billionaire. So the next message is from Christian and Uncouth from the Good Movies for Bad People podcast. And here's their message, which I'm already kind of giggling about.
Hello, this is The Doom Show. This
is Christian, and this is Uncouth.
From Good Movies for Bad People.
And we are here to congratulate you on your 100th episode. That is a huge deal. We are very, very happy for you. It's as good for you as it is for us because we both love to listen.
We have actually, in celebration, in honor of your 100 episodes of Doom Show, we've actually ordered a whole squad of Chippendales dancers to show up at your respective houses. So that would be like 4 different squads of male strippers all en route to your various locations to do some sexy male dancing for you. So hopefully your grandparents aren't around, because that would be awkward.
Yes, they will also all have copious amounts of J&B for you to enjoy.
Yes, we've also hired Cameron Mitchell to show up at each of your houses and congratulate you personally. I'm pretty sure he's dead, so he might be a little gross. He might be a little slimier than usual, but, you know.
Yeah, he won't be sweaty Cameron Mitchell. He'll be rotten, decomposed Cameron Mitchell.
He's a little ripe.
But to be fair, in life he was too.
Yeah. Well, regardless, enjoy the strippers, enjoy the zombie Cameron Mitchell, and we hope you enjoy another 100 episodes or more. You know, keep going if it feels good.
Okay, I don't know what's more sexy, male strippers or Cameron Mitchell's rotting corpse.
Man, it's a toss-up. It really is. I'm kind of hoping that Cameron Mitchell shows up here and you get the Chippendales.
Though there's 4 teams, so I'm going to have... I mean, I can handle a lot of dudes. So... oh, boy. Thanks, guys. That was insane.
Yeah. That was crazy. Good... Let's see. Good movies for bad people.
Yep. I'm telling you.
They had you on the show.
Yep. I loved it, man. We talked about frickin' Living Dead at Manchester Morgue and 7 blood-stained orchids.
Yeah, I recently joined their group page.
Yeah.
And I've really had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Those cats are awesome.
Yeah, they're the collective knowledge of crazy friggin' movies that they have is massive. Yeah. Their show is like one of the best like up and coming shows. Like it's just getting really good.
Yeah, no, they put on an excellent show. It's amazing how many podcasters you know.
I know. I've been what is it called? Schmoozing and
yeah.
Just, when you write a book and you want to sell it, you tend to be really annoying.
They're all good shows. Good movies for bad people. Court Psyops' show with Matt. Cinema Psyops. Tyler's show, Apologize to the Podcast. Just all good shows.
I was also on Uncommon Interests with Craig Chaos.
And you were on Duncan McLeish's show?
Yeah, the podcast Under the Stairs, man.
Under the Stairs, yeah.
Duncan
I'll listen to that.
A class act. And just, I mean, no offense, dude, but he is so fun to talk to.
No offense taken.
Sometimes I listen to him talking and my hands are touching me.
Crickets.
Yep, crickets again. No, man, it's so good. And now he's doing that Hero Ghost show with Bo, doing all Asian horror podcast. I'm so happy.
I was thinking the other day, of course, we've got enough show ideas this year to last us 7 years, but I was thinking, man, I would like to do another Asian horror show.
Oh, it'll happen. I just so funny, like, one of those things that gets neglected. Like, Naf and I have talked about it, and you and I have talked about doing some more Asian horror stuff, and when they created that group and started doing a list, and I was just so excited. I mean, talking about shows I want to frickin' totally, like, volunteer. I'm like the kid in the back of the class raising his hand, like, hello, nerd alert, I want to be on your show. Like, I will send flowers if I have to get on that show.
Man, I bet you'll be on there.
I hope so. I got ideas. Sick Asian body parts flying everywhere ideas. That sounded like I want to kill Asians. I'm sorry.
No, it's not true.
Ooh.
But no, that
awkward
MP3 from Christian and Uncouth. Awesome.
Hell yeah. Thanks, guys.
Uh-oh, do you hear that?
What is that? That was
I think
something.
It's Cameron Mitchell.
Oh.
It's Cameron Mitchell, I think.
He's knocking.
It was a very swarthy knock.
He's singing that lollipop song.
LOLLIPOP spells lollipop.
We have one more. We have one more piece of audio from our amazing listeners. Folks, David, I don't know why I struggle with this word. It's Assassino. David Assassino. Every time I say it, I'm like, David Assassino. We're going to play his amazing message. Oops, I spoiled it. It's amazing. Here we go.
Hello, this is the Doomed Show. This is your very good buddy David Assassino, calling to wish you a very happy 100th episode. You are by far one of the best podcasts of all time, and your knowledge of giallo, slashers, and other Euro cult goodies is second to motherfucking none. You are smart, beautiful, so very very sexy, and I dream about you every night. I look forward to the next 100 episodes you have in store. If I may, I would love to see you hosts cover some of these. I would be a most happy boy if you could cover So Sweet, So Perverse, Spirits of Death, Primal Rage and Nightmare Beach, Blood Delirium, The Mexican Nightmare on Elm Street Rip-Off Shed Show, Don't Panic, and of course, Midnight Offerings. Am I right, Brad? Ha ha ha. And as always, the Molambaba, Mo Better. Happy 100th episode, gentlemen. I love you.
Whoa. Just
David is a robot.
What the hell? Okay, so we had two people tonight who used that text-to-speech thing. Both of them scared me. Holy shit. Oh, man. Like, you guys are the best.
Man.
I'm going to warn you.
That was funny.
I'm going to warn you all right now, whenever we do anything by Lembava, ever, the Mo Lambaba, the Mo Betta, is going to be always featured. I already sent you that sample isolated. Yeah. That's coming back.
It was so funny. Oh, yeah, it is.
We love Lamberto Bava around here. And
yeah, we do.
We love him so much.
We love David Assassino.
We do love David Assassino.
The Mo Lambaba, Mo Betta.
He threw a lot of movies out there. So real quick, I think you like So Sweet, So Perverse. Or is that the movie I keep accusing you of liking too much?
No, I like it. And you accuse me of liking it.
Oh, good. It's both. We really like Spirits of Death. That's quite possible.
Oh, yeah. White Dress for Marielle.
Yeah. Primal Rage is pretty ridiculous. That's almost as ridiculous as I've heard that Blood Delirium is. Have you seen either of those?
No, I have not.
Primal Rage I saw on VHS. I rented from Hollywood Video, and it was bonkers. Definitely the late 80s post-dubbing Italian, I think, where everyone's speaking their own dialogue. It's probably terrible. Nightmare Beach. Oh, dude. Yes. We have to do that. Don't Panic. That sounds like a hell of a good time. I know of that movie by reputation alone.
Yep, I do too.
What was his Midnight Offerings?
David hooked me up with Midnight Offerings. And you would love it. It is a made-for-TV movie starring Melissa Sue Anderson from The Waltons. No, from Little House on the Prairie. And she was the star of Happy Birthday to Me.
Ooh.
And she is squaring off Teen Witch versus Teen Witch against Linda Blair.
Oh, snap. Dude.
I knew that would get you. I knew it'd get you.
Holy shit.
So much fun, too. It's a great little TV movie.
What? Oh my god. Yes. I'm just reading the description. Mind blown. Confusing it with, what's that one? It's the really creepy one with the girl, and she's walking through the house with the pizza cutter and, like, gouging up the walls.
It's got Valerie Harper. Don't Go to Sleep.
Don't Go to Sleep. That's it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good one, too.
That scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, I saw it as an adult, and it scared me. So, I'll scoot you a copy of Midnight Offerings. You would love it.
Dude, I'll make sure you haven't sent it to me already. This sounds great.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, folks.
No, I love David Assassino. I talked to him quite a bit. He's a solid dude again. We have friends of the show that are just better than other people's friends of their show.
Yeah, man. I mean, this audience that we've been building just inspires all of it. Like, I hope that you guys have heard my attempts to improve the show over the years. And
I'm sure
you guys' kindness and just stick with itness that you've had has really just made me so happy. I am practically psychotic. My ego's so big now. So thank you for feeding that. Genuinely thank you for listening, people. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them out there that didn't send in anything, which is fine.
Yeah.
But Aaron Duenas, Ryan Sanatowski in New Zealand, just everybody that's given us encouragement. I'm really, really thankful to Jeffrey and Nafa, who they do an awesome job with you on the show. And most of all, I want to thank you, because without you, none of this is possible.
I'm telling you, without you, I would never have listened to podcasts.
You would have eventually.
Well, we can always blame NashiCast for all this. So, and big shout out to NashiCast, of course.
Absolutely.
Wow. So yeah, I was gonna echo your sentiment for a second there. Oh yes, I knew I was gonna say. And thank you, Brad. I mean, really, you're kind of my best friend, bruh.
Man, you're kind of my best friend.
Yay! I only say kinda in case, all my other best friends are listening are like, who? What? I'm like,
I didn't say that.
I know.
He held a knife to my throat over the internet.
Actually,
no, I love you, Richard. I do. I talk to you all the time. I love doing the show with you. I was feeling a little ill today, but I told myself, we're doing this.
Hell yeah, you fought the good fight. I love it. I appreciate that. You're a true blue duder.
Absolutely.
The only people that I actually love more than you is Carl and your brother.
Yeah.
But
the only people I love more than you is Lietta and Sparkles.
Oh shit, I forgot about my wife. You forgot about yours. Elizabeth. Quick, mention Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Hey, I don't want to get maudlin or sentimental or sappy or anything, but
too late.
I want to dedicate this to Margie.
Oh yeah. Lietta's mom, patron of the show. She has since...
I didn't get to meet her, but I heard her, on the phone, and she sent us some stuff along in the packages that you've sent me, and she had her dragon stolen. But Margie, great lady.
Oh yeah.
Great lady.
She was one of the first adults who ever actually paid attention to me when I was talking. It was shocking when I met her. And true patron of the show.
Absolutely.
I'm still using the MP3 recorder that she bought for this show. She bought for herself and then immediately gave to me. So I think it was a present for me all along.
Probably.
And she will always be missed around here.
Always.
Well, that wraps up episode 100. We've been going for
100.
Episode 100. Oh my god, I almost forgot my own shtick. Richard Shtick. Richard Schmick-Dick? Richard Shit-Dick.
Yeah.
Aww.
Old stick.
Old stick.
Hot zipper.
Ooh, that's me. I love those, actually. Those are really good. Folks, this has been a 2 hours plus recording. We can't talk anymore. Good night.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yes. Hashtag Hello Doomed Show. Hashtag Barnum and Bailey is neither Barnum nor Bailey. Hashtag Free Ice Cubes.
Good night, Richard.
Hashtag good night, Brad.
Hello, This is the Doomed Show is available at hellodoomedshow.podomatic.com.
The Molambaba, Mobetta.
For the old episodes, check out the archives at doomedmoviethon.com.
Episode 100.
To contact the show, email us at doomedmoviethon@gmail.com or at doomedmoviethon on Twitter. For more Doomed Moviethon goodness, also visit cinemasomnambulist.com.
Did you ever see a film at such a young age it left you traumatized with cinematic wounds?
Necrophilia!
pedophilia. It's a dead issue, man. Don't push it. Cinema Psyops is a weekly podcast documenting an ongoing experiment on the mind of an unwilling test subject.
No one should have to watch this movie.
Oh, no one should have to watch this?
No one should have to watch this movie.
Surprisingly, it's not a topic that a lot of people really want to tackle.
I'm shocked, prudes.
I know, really.
Right?
It's the next sexual frontier that no one wants to explore.
I am, in the most sincerest of senses, disappointed in you.
It takes a powerful goddess like Connie, jam her arm down the monster's throat and kill it. Oh, I'm still tripping out over that. Even as a kid, I was like, I gotta find a girl like that. Every week, I get a new look of disappointment that I never thought I could get out of.
Unimaginable. At 12 years old, you should not be watching this movie.
Obviously.
At 13, you should not be. 14, you shouldn't be. I'm not entirely sure even 17-year-olds should be watching this.
Just because you're offended by something doesn't mean that you have the right to demand that it doesn't exist. Watching this film again, I had all of this like little nerd glee with everything that kept
little
popping
history
up.
doll popping up
absolutely.
at you.
So I totally loved this film.
Hey, I know why you couldn't see that. It's because your brain's warped from watching this shit at 12 years old.
Yeah, this is a rough movie. I told you ahead of time when we were getting ready to do it that it was going to be a rough
How could you watch
one.
this shit at 12?
Because physical wounds heal, cinematic ones don't. Listen to Cinema Psyops.
Hello, everyone. I am Rod Barnett.
I'm Troy Gwynn.
And we are your hosts for NashiCast, the podcast about the films of Paul Naschy. We, for over 5 years, have brought you the joys of Spanish cinema, filtered through our brains to you.
Yes. Now, what is it that qualifies two Southern boys to talk about films that came out of Spain? And I can't think of a single thing.
There's nothing that qualifies.
Nothing. Except that we just love them.
We love them. NashiCast covers the films of Paul Naschy and any other Spanish horror film that we can pretend we know something about.
Yes. If you love beautiful women wearing incredibly short miniskirts in subarctic temperatures, chased by werewolves in leisure suits.
If you love werewolves, vampires, unidentifiable beasts, or crazy people driving women around and talking like a maniac to them.
Yes, flying cats, beheadings with axes.
Blood that looks like melted crayons.
Shambling zombies, yeah.
Some of the films that we've covered in the past are Mark of the Werewolf,
Howl of the Devil,
Vengeance of the Zombies,
Horror Rises from the Tomb,
Tombs of the Blind Dead,
Vampire's Night Orgy.
Ooh, yes. Join us on this journey through the golden age of Spanish horror where Paul Naschy, Leon Klimovsky, Jess Franco, Armando D'Osorio take us through a filter Espanol.
Join us for the NashiCast.
Uncommon Interest, a podcast that takes you off the beaten path and kicks your ass. Your host, Craig Chaos, plays you music and discusses films and comic books. So stop on by and listen at uncommoninterest.libsyn.com and get cool uncommon music and awesome stuff at uncommoninterest.bandcamp.com.
Don't come running to me when you wake up in the city morgue with a tag on your toe having been beaten to an unrecognizable...
Uncommon Interest. Looking for something different in your podcast library? Then why not check out the podcast Under the Stairs? I'm the host, Duncan McLeish, and joining me each week will be a special guest as we examine some classic, old-school horror favourites, as well as some modern classics. That's not to say that we don't tackle some of the, let's say, more questionable entries into the horror genre. And if all that wasn't enough, we have a subset of shows called Baz v Horror, where our horror novice, the Baz, tackles horror in all shapes and forms to see who will come out victorious. So what are you waiting for? The show can be found at podcastunderthestairs.wordpress.com and on Stitcher and iTunes. The Podcast Under the Stairs is a proud member of Legion Podcast Network. This is Duncan McLeish from Under the Stairs, signing off.